Good morning. As you can see today, I have a coffee and a penguin. I love a penguin. I remember getting a penguin, if I was very lucky, in my lunchbox when I was a child going to school. I gather it's a bit different now about what you can and cannot put in children's lunchboxes. There seem to be so many more rules and regulations nowadays. Anyway, hello, my name is Deborah Carr and I write historical fiction in that name. I also write contemporary romance series as Georgina Troy and thrillers as Ella Drummond, and thank you for joining me this week. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe below. All it means is you'll get a little light above my name on your YouTube, on your own YouTube channel, letting you know that I have posted another video. I tend to try and post one video of around sort of 10 to 12 minutes a week about my life as an author. I'm a full-time author. I'm USA Today best-selling author on a couple of my historicals, and I mean, I've written for years. I think I wrote my first book I finished my first book about 2 days ago in 1997, but I never did anything with it. I had small children, then I got a divorce, then I got remarried, I moved a couple of times, life basically. And then my late husband, who very sadly died last year after a short illness, he suggested back in, I think it was 2005, why don't you write again? Why don't you do that writing thing again that you used to do? And I said, because I will become obsessed by it. Anyway, I had children at school, obviously full-time, so I had a full-time job, and I just wrote in the evenings and weekends when I had free time. And 5 years ago, I was working part-time because by then my kids had both gone through school and university and left home. And I was signed by HarperCollins for The Poppy Field, so an historical World War One novel, and it allowed me to write full time. It was just incredible. I also had at the time, I believe, 8 self-published contemporary romances, which are now with Boulder Books, and I also had self-published an historical, Broken Faces, which was not the first historical I wrote, the first historical I actually did anything with. It got me my first agent, basically. I've had 2 agents, if you haven't visited me before. But today I thought I'd just say hello, and I've been racing around this morning. I've got fuel being delivered sometime late morning, so no idea when that is. So I thought, and it's going to rain early afternoon here. So I thought I'd quickly take the dogs out. So if I'm looking a bit windswept, that's where I've been. I went to the headland today rather than the beach with the dogs, which was fascinating. And come back and I'm going to write. I need to write a couple of 1,000 words for my next Boldwood book, which is the 3rd book in my Hollyhock Farm 3 series, Joe's story. He's a firefighter, and my cousin and 2 other chaps are firefighters, and they've won quite a few awards for bravery for something that they did last year, I believe. And so I've taken inspiration from that because I had a fire in my first Hollyhock Farm book. That's not giving away spoilers. Joe's a firefighter and this is his story, but obviously you don't want to repeat what you've done before in the series. So what happened with my cousin Chris inspired me to put something similar in Hollyhock Farm 3 series. So it brings in a few aspects of things that my family are involved in. So yes, that's what I've been writing. But I've also bought myself something. Look, isn't that gorgeous? Please excuse the nails, haven't done them. It's a Pebble 3. Oh gosh, it's so tiny. I mean, my other keyboard was probably about that big because it had the numbers at the side and various other things. It is so dinky, it fits neatly. It's actually smaller than my laptop. I've got quite a small laptop that I like to work on because I take it inside with me every day. And it was only, I think, £26 or £27 on Amazon. I'll put the link below. They come in various colours. But isn't the name cute as well? A Pebble. Pebble 3. And so easy to set up because I'm not technically minded at all. So it was very quick and very easy. Yes, I didn't have to get too frustrated with myself at all. Yes, I've actually got to set up a sum up thing, payment thing on my phone later today. I should have done it a few days ago, but anything that remotely screams technology makes my sort of brain go a bit frazzled. And I think, oh, I can't do it, because I tend to, when people say, oh, it'll only take a couple of minutes, it'll take me a couple of hours probably. This didn't. This was really, really simple. So I was really pleased about that. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. One of the things that if you write, you might have discovered already, might not, it doesn't happen to everybody, every author, but I know it happens to a vast majority of authors, is that there's various different times in the writing of a novel that gives you different sort of feelings. So initially you get this idea and you think, wow, I think that could work. Then, this is me, then I start writing, get the fear, so I'm never going to make this as good as it is in my head. It's never the same as how I imagined it in my head. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's just very different. Anyway, the book I'm working on at the moment, I was writing it, I knew what I wanted to write, I'd sent the outline to my editor, and as I was writing I thought, this isn't enough. I mean, I know I've got a few dramatic things that I need to still write, because I'm not terribly far along with the book, but I knew it needed a whole other story arc with it. It needed something else, quite a large subplot basically, and I didn't have it, and I couldn't think what it was. And the most wonderful thing is, to me as an author, is when you get one of those light bulb moments, and yes, it comes to you what you need to do, and it just all makes sense. And that's what happened with this book, so I'm really excited. So I will be doing that. I've started putting that in through the part of the book, or the chapters. I think I've done probably about 10 chapters, so I've started putting that into the book, weaving it into the chapters I've already written, and I'm very excited to now, because that's quite slow going, I'm very excited to now just fly with the story, because it really adds to what I was already doing. So that's really exciting. And yeah, so that's what I'll be doing today, carrying on with that, as well as drinking my coffee. I really need a coffee today. Yeah, my poor dad, he's 88 and he's not very well at the moment, and he's in hospital, but he's also got COVID. Bless his heart. So I will be wearing the PPE, gowning up and stuff with my brother today. I've got a couple of brothers and a couple of sisters, and we'll be going to see him today. Bless his heart. So thankfully there's a lot of us, so there's always somebody who goes to visit him, which is really nice. He's such a sweet man, my dad. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing him, and that's why I need to get my writing done early. What I generally do is I do admin first thing in the morning, and then I sort of faff about a bit and think about what I'm going to do next. I walk the dogs, and then I get on with my writing. But the fact is, when I have a deadline, i.e. I have to go and do something else that day, I do just as much work, just in a far tighter time frame, because I'm not faffing about, messing about, and oh, I wonder what's happened on WhatsApp, oh, I wonder what's happened on, I don't know, TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, that sort of thing. So because I've got so many people that I'm subscribed to their channels on YouTube, and whenever they have whenever I receive on those little alerts, I have to go and find out what's happened. So very excited. But yes, I need to work. So that's what I'm doing. I'm edging towards that saggy middle that most writers have, around 30,000 words in their books. I'm getting near to that, but I think because I've had this other idea, I'm hoping I can actually write through that this time. And I do need to keep going, because I do have a deadline for this book. It has to be delivered by the 1st of December. And I've already received structural edits, which are big. It's a big edit that's going to be for my next book for HarperCollins. So I have to get on with that too. But obviously I can't get on with those until I've finished this book, because this book has to be delivered, as I said, by the 1st of December. So I suppose I better get on. I hope you're having a great day. If you join me in a coffee, I hope you enjoyed yours. And if you've got a snack, And if you haven't, why don't you think of actually going? I love these. They're actually quite nice. And what's exciting as well, as a real chocoholic, is that whereas most chocolate bars now are, I mean, they're like what are they called? Not picnic size, fun size. They're so small now. I buy a bar of chocolate and think, I'm sure that was 3 times the size, you know, when you first ate them. Anyway, this is no smaller. This is, I'm sure, is the same size as when I was a kid. So, and I'm old. I'm really getting on there. Down that. So I hope you have a lovely day. And yes, enjoy your day. And please do subscribe below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a click on the thumbs up. And do leave a comment to let me know anything you want me to chat about. I will actually, next week, I've got a very exciting visitor next week. I will be recording with Laura Carter. She's a lovely author, lovely lady, wonderful author. And she also writes rom-coms for Boldwood Books, another Boldwood book author. So I'll be chatting with her. Her latest book was out yesterday. I'll put a link if you want to find out more. So yes, I'll be chatting to Laura next Friday. So very excited to do that. And I've got another couple of authors lined up to chat to. So I'll be sharing those with you very soon. Have a lovely day and enjoy. Bye.